All right, so looking at this as a whole at the moment, I really like the way that those shapes are getting broken up. But what's not getting broken up is these other little square panels, right? So I'd like to see if we can find a way to break those up as well. One way we can do that is by taking this set of nodes and just plugging it in over here. It's kind of a pain to have to duplicate all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these nodes, we're going to push them up here a little bit. I'm going to take this delete, I'm just going to push this over here. And we're going to grab everything below that delete node. We're just going to grab all of these things here. And I'm going to expand my window a little bit, and I'm going to come up here to this little box. And what this is going to do, this is going to take all of the nodes that we have selected, and it's going to package them away in a subnet, which is essentially just like another, another context, another layer deeper. So if I click on this, now you can see all of those nodes have been packaged into subnet 1. That's interesting. So we're going to look at what's going on in here. We have two inputs. We have the stuff coming from the delete node, which is our base geometry. And then we have this, which is our noise input. And they're both coming in here into subnet 1. And we still have the same exact output that we did before. I want you to pay attention to, we have 4 inputs here. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I jump into subnet 1, you'll see our nodes more or less look the same. But at the very top, we have these 4, which correspond, of course, to input 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So this is input number 2. So input number 2 is this one. That's our noise. That's coming from over here. And input number 1 is our base geometry. All it's really done is basically just kind of package everything up really nicely for us, which is great. So now we can take this subnet and I can duplicate it. And what I can do is come over here to our flying polys, these guys. And I can look up at the very top. And I can see, okay, well, this is where the base geometry for that comes in. I can basically replace this first input with that. Let's see what we get. So we have our base geometry, and then this is our output. Now, I don't want these to be extruded. So what I'm going to do is come into my subnet. I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom. We're just going to put the visibility flag on normal 3 and not poly extrude 10. Okay, so now I can see that all of my shapes are very nicely broken up. Great. And instead of being all regular shapes like this, they are now these kind of broken up shapes, which is really cool. So I can take the output of this, plug it into the facet. We're essentially injecting this into the middle of this chain here. And now all of my flying polys are these really crazy irregular shapes, which is awesome. So I can of course go in and change it up and whatever, but I'm pretty good leaving it like that. And because it all flows down, the same thing happens here with my lines. So when I go all the way to the very bottom, and I look at the output of this, I no longer have those regular squares. I have these kind of funky shapes, which is really cool.